Hi gang, Stitcher Moose again, and right off the top, a very, very heartfelt, serious thank you. The response to my first video absolutely blew me away. You have no idea. Seriously, these are actually the numbers that were in my head. I thought maybe 5 or 10 views and like a couple people would subscribe, maybe. I don't know, I'd never done this before. Just ridiculous. I mean, shout out to Wonderfully Hopeless who added me to the FlossTube playlist, I guess, and everyone else who's watched and subscribed and commented. I mean, at last count, from 0 to 93 subscribers in a week. I know that's paltry by some standards, but considering what I was expecting, absolutely blown me away. And to have so many people view and so many people commented, I don't, you know, I'm an introvert, and I don't take compliments well, you know the drill. And this is just beyond my wildest expectations. So that feels really good that people enjoyed the video. And in a serious way, I've never talked about cross-stitching really with anybody before, so it's great to just be able to share this hobby and to be able to learn. I know you'll probably get tired of me saying how much I learned from watching y'all's videos, but I do. It's fantastic. So I'll go through my whips and some of the tools I used today and just some of the stuff and terms and things that I've learned, and I hope that if anybody else new is watching, that they can pick up some stuff from me, and we're all kind of sharing and learning together, which is great. It's a fantastic community, so really, thank you. I didn't even know that I had YouTube notifications on, so I got a little pop-up that said, your video has 100 views, and that was like after a day. If you could have seen my face. My video just got 100 views. 100! If you are hesitating about making a video, this is the most accepting community ever, anywhere. If you're you don't even have to do, I mean, I make notes and I do my silly sound effects and things. You don't have to do any of that. You don't even have to show your face. You can just, you know, if you want to show the work that you've done. I mean, there are probably people out there who haven't made a video who have the most beautiful artwork either hanging in their house or sitting in a drawer or a craft bin somewhere. Get that stuff out and share it with people, because it deserves to be seen. You've put so much into it, and you know, who knows, somebody, you know, people are trying 5 and 6 different ways to do it. At least I am trying a bunch of different ways to do things, and then you stumble upon seeing somebody do it and that way just works for you. I'm rambling. It's great. Okay, seriously, somebody has to do something about the ADD or adjust my medications or something, because the rambling is just too ramblicious. So, let's look at whips, and I had meant to put this at the end of my first video, but I kind of ran out of time, and it was like 18 minutes long anyway. I'll try not to make videos. Don't take it the wrong way. I love people's long videos, and I watch them for hours and hours. Sometimes while I'm stitching or, you know, doing something else, whatever. But just, I don't know, maybe it's a whole self-esteem thing. I can't believe somebody wants to sit here and watch me for a half hour at a time. And we all have other things to do too. Well, sometimes, I don't know. Oh, the rambling is just a problem, isn't it? Maybe less caffeine or more. I don't know. Moose trivia note. I love tea. I drink coffee in the morning, but throughout the day, mugs of tea are, yes. Somebody said that I had, based on my sense of humor, that I could be English. I love tea, too, so there's that. And Monty Python, and Stephen Fry. And Hugh Laurie, when he's not, well, I like him using an American accent too, but a bit of Fry and Laurie, if you can see that on Netflix, that's seriously good comedy. But I digress. What was I doing? Oh, whips. Let's just get right into it. You've actually seen a tidbit of this, because this is from The Lodge Look by Linda Gillum, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This was... Oh, that light is in a horrible place, and the window. This is a nightmare of video production. That's the cabin thing that you did, but over here you see, if there was a museum for idiot filmmakers, I could be the curator. This is an Afghan situation. I didn't buy exactly this Afghan. I got a different one. I'll try and look up the who it's by, if it has a tag on it or something. But this one has 20 squares on it. The one I got had more. Well, I don't know if it had more, but it had great big ones, and it seemed weird to put one little animal in each square when the squares were so big, when I could fit 4. But then I would have had to put 80 animals on this, so that would be silly. So here they are. There's a bear. That's the first one. A moose! Look, it's a moose! Moose. And there's a ram. And you can see another one started there, and I don't know that I'm going to do one in all 80 spots that I could. I think what I'll do, if you can see the pattern there, there's like squares between the kind of rougher bundled areas. So what I'm thinking is do like a set of 4 animals, and then in another set of 4 do like 4 seasons, or 4 different fish or something like that. So this is way off the beaten path. You know, when I first got, you know, all the first projects I did were strictly by the pattern, and this is more creative than that, in that I'm kind of choosing what I want to do. So that's like a work in progress, but it has mini finishes, because I'm not actually working on that right this second. When I start an animal, or whatever I start on there, it's like I want to work on that one, on that little piece, until it's done, so it's sort of a mini finish, and I can kind of put it down and not feel it tugging at me to go work on it again. Another one I'm working on is from a few of my favorite things, and it is, let's try it over here. There we go. That guy right there, called Welcome Friends, and I like it for its simplicity. It's got a lot of open space in it. It's not crammed with stitches. It's a little more, I don't know if that's a sampler style. This is one of the things I guess I will learn over time. And so working on that now. I've just got 3 little pieces of it finished, but even things this tiny would have taken... Hold on, I need to solve this light situation. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that's a little better. Well, so one of these little icons here would have taken me like a week, the way I used to stitch, and it would have been all hairy on the back, and loop method and having good scissors and learning how to get tension right and doing finishing stitches in the back have changed my life. Wow. I'm not shy to tell you. Look how frickin' smooth those are. Wow. I'll get one of my other finishes and show you how nightmarish that is. So anyway, that I think looks really good, and that is going to go, you know, I think in a when it's done, in a shallow shadow box and hang right on this wall here. That's the wall that you see, when you first come into our house, so to have a welcome friends thing there, I think that works pretty nicely. Also, the example was done, I don't know if the color will come through exactly right, but the example is done on 14 count Ada driftwood. I guess is that a color or a shade or something? And this is on oatmeal, which you can probably see has like some flecks of brown, and it's a little rougher. It's not quite burlap, but it's I think it lends itself to, you can kind of see the rough texture on this wall here. That's reclaimed barn wood. So I think that'll work nicely there. Last whip is a little explanation. So naturally, I'm working on a giant pink flower. This is actually a request from Mrs. Stitcher Moose, and it happens to be on the cover of this rather ample tome. I could probably stitch from this for years. But these are more ambitious patterns than I've ever tackled. This is going to be, as near as makes no difference, 200 by 200 stitches, which is probably 4 times bigger than anything that I've done before, I think, and it's packed with stitches. So on Instagram, this is now looking to me like a lady in an olive-colored coat with a huge hat, and that just, or it looks a little like Mick Jagger's tongue, which is probably pretty disturbing. I just resisted the urge to actually put that up by my face and make a tongue thing happen. I do have limits. I don't have a filter, but I do have limits. So anyway, this is going to be all over here. So I am struggling a little with this piece. This was as stiff as cardboard. It's not as much now. I've worked on it. I actually had it on my frame, and I did not like working on it. It was hard to get through. It's 18 count white Ada cloth. I wanted it on 18 count, so it would be, I didn't want to stitch with 3 strands of thread. And is it thread or floss? Another term thing I don't want to get wrong. This is the first time I've ever gridded, so let me say that gridding made this go a lot better. So at the first, it wasn't gridded, it was on cardboard. I didn't know what size needle to use. I'd hear that little pop every time the threads came through a hole. It was a chore. I didn't want to finish it. But I really wanted to get, as a goal, I wanted to get through that green bit in the middle, so I would feel like I'd accomplished something. I've also never started in the middle of a piece of work before. So I wasn't enjoying it. I saw a bunch of videos that had advice for ways. I think I asked on Instagram too, how can I do something about this, and recommendations to wash it, and I did that several times, got it out, ironed it. I apologize, I just really had to clear my throat there. Nobody wants to hear that. So I have got the fabric soft now. I actually got I got my wife's Q-snap frame, and kind of borrowed it, which she doesn't know about yet. That's it for the whips. Maybe the tools? Not sure if I'm taking those out to make a separate video or not. I don't want to make 35-minute videos, but I can't stop saying things, so that's how that happens. Just checking over my notes here. That's why I'm glancing off camera. Oh, I did want to share something else. We're always learning, and I keep saying this, that we're learning tips and things from each other, and as not a new guy to stitching, but a new guy to talking about it and learning about it, and not having been like active in the community for all the time that I've been stitching, I've done all these things that I didn't know there were words or terms for, or acronyms, and I've learned some of those, so I want to share some of those. But the light has gotten really weird in here. It's the gloomy day or something, so I think I'm going to try going downstairs and see if that light is a little different. And also, it now occurs to me that I want to write out the... that was almost a Canadian accent there. Is something happening to me from watching these videos? I don't know. Moose trivia. I'm fascinated by accents. That's probably something I'll go into more in a different tag video. It's a teaser. That's one of my 3 random facts. I'm fascinated by accents. Going downstairs. Hey FlossTube. I don't know if the light is any much better down here. Maybe it's a little more cozy. I mean, is there anything more warm and cozy and inviting than a nice fire? I'm like half in the shot here. Hold on a second. Okay. Wanted to, as maybe you'll get tired of me mentioning this so many times, but I have learned so much from, not just tips and tricks and ways of doing things and different media to try, but actually some of the terms, acronyms and things, and if there were someone new who, like I was stitching for years but never talking about it, so not in the community, I didn't learn some of these things. So I just wanted to share a couple of these with you, and maybe somebody new could get up to speed on what people are talking about. WIP, of course, works in progress, or work in progress. A quick way to refer to, and probably the most common video you see on FlossTube, what you're working on, updates, thoughts, and so forth about everything that's going on with stuff that you're actually stitching on now. That's a WIP. Here's a question that I have, actually. I'm not sure what this term exactly is. I know what it is. I have one of these, but I don't know what term it is that we're using. Oddjar? 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 Is it for odd pieces of floss? Is it for bits of string I ought to be using for something else? Did somebody named Ott invent the concept? Seriously, I can be serious, and I am in this case. I don't know exactly what we're saying there, so somebody will educate me, I'm sure. UFO, not that kind of woo. That's me being a theremin. Not the unidentified flying object, but an unfinished object. So, not a WIP, sort of a WIP, but it was started, and then for whatever reason, it isn't in the current rotation. So it's languishing in a drawer, or you don't have the beads you need for it, or some other reason. Maybe, well, here's like a subset, maybe, of an unfinished AFBIBs. Almost finished, but I hate backstitching. So I was in this. I had a few of these, but I've learned to love backstitching since I got better at doing the backs. Widom Fava Causdith. Went to Michael's for floss and accidentally bought a whole cartload of stuff. Don't tell hubs or wifey. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. And Ida Quispachi Sticky Some Sodi Agate or Mobbiters of Mink. I don't even know why I started this piece of junk. I swear to God, if I stitch one more minute on this, I am going to rip my hair out by the roots. So, anyway. Man, I need chocolate. Well, that is about all I had for this time. I guess I did my whips and certainly enjoyed sharing all of that with you. think the tool time segment got a little long, so I'm going to make a separate video on that, and if I can edit that down to a reasonable length, I'll get that out as another video today. And there are still some other tags I want to get to, so there's plenty more to come. I really do enjoy, I can't tell you enough how much I enjoy being able to share all this and watching all your videos, which is just great. And I'm trying to respond to every comment that I can. If I've missed out on you, or if you follow, or if you've subscribed to me and I have not subscribed to your FlossTube channel, please let me know. On Instagram, where my name is the same as Stitcher Moose as on here, and yeah, I don't mind that at all. And if I ask questions, or if I can answer a question or anything, please, we love interacting. It's great. I mean, the more the merrier. Come on in. Let's see. Shameless plug. Do all the good YouTube stuff. Subscribe, link, comment, like. Again, I will put, I get to do this again, in the down belows. I get to put links to, let's see, Foo Fighters music, some of the tools. Well, I guess I didn't go into the tools much, so I won't do that, but if I missed out on any pictures, or if I can provide links to useful stuff that I've mentioned that I figure out as I'm going through the edit, I'll put those in once I've got the video up. And I think that's it. I'll get out of here on this. I'll leave you with a slightly modified quote from a famous World War II admiral, William Bull Halsey, who almost said, "Stitch hard, stitch fast, stitch often." And I'll see you next time.